Hello friends, let us now learn about a new topic today in orthopedics. This is epiphyseal dysgenesis. This is called epiphyseal dysgenesis or fragmented or punctuate epiphysis. It is seen in hypothyroidism. Epiphyseal dysgenesis or fragmented or punctuate epiphysis is seen in hypothyroidism. So, first syndrome which we have to see here is about the Klippel-Feil syndrome. Okay, in this chapter first we will learn about Klippel-Feil syndrome. Okay, so Klippel-Feil syndrome. What is this Klippel-Feil syndrome? What we see in Klippel-Feil syndrome is there is congenital fusion of one or more cervical vertebrae. Whenever there is fusion of one or more cervical vertebrae, that will lead to this Klippel-Feil syndrome. So this is important. Congenital fusion of one or more cervical vertebrae is present, and along with that there is short webbed neck. It is also associated with short webbed neck. There is fusion of one or more cervical vertebrae. Okay, there is a triad of this for this Klippel-Feil syndrome. Klippel-Feil syndrome. So in this you have low hairline. See, the hairline is very low. You see the hairline is very low, right? You have low hairline, then you have webbed neck. You can see the webbed neck here. Okay, you have low hairline. Okay, then you have second feature which is webbed neck, and third you have limited neck motion. Why is there limited neck motion? This is because of fusion of one or more cervical vertebrae. This will lead to neck motion, limited neck motion. Okay, so what do you see in this Klippel-Feil syndrome? In this Klippel-Feil syndrome, the clinical features, the extra clinical features include there will be abnormal head position. There will be abnormal head position. Sometimes you even see the true torticollis. Okay, you can see true torticollis, and as well as there is restricted range of movements. So whenever you have these findings, you will have to order for an X-ray cervical spine. If you see an X-ray cervical spine, you will see the fusion of the vertebrae. Okay, so investigation that you have to order here is X-ray cervical spine. And then if you see this Klippel-Feil syndrome, it is sometimes associated with congenital osseous fusions. This is sometimes associated with congenital osseous fusions, or also called as synostosis. And sometimes also it is also associated with failure of one or two segmentations of cervical vertebrae. The cervical spines might become fused with one another. There might be failure in segmentation of these cervical spines. Okay, it will sometimes involve the craniocervical junction, the subaxial cervical spine also. So what is the reason for this? If you see the etiology, the main reason for this is failure of normal division of cervical stomites during 3rd to 8th week of embryogenesis. This cervical spine fusion or cervical vertebral fusion mainly occurs due to the failure of normal division of cervical somites during 3rd to 8th week of embryogenesis. What does cervical somites give rise? Somites give rise to vertebrae. So because of the failure of division of the cervical stomites, there will be failure of division of the cervical vertebrae, manifesting as fusion of one or more cervical spine. There is a triad which is seen, that is low hairline, short webbed neck, and limited neck movements. It is also associated with abnormal head position, true torticollis, congenital osseous fusions or synostosis, and failure of segmentation of cervical spine. Okay, the main thing is you will have to do an X-ray cervical spine for diagnosis. Next we have something called as vertebra plana. So what is this vertebra plana? Vertebra plana is collapse or increased density of one vertebral body. Here there is at least either collapse or increased density of one vertebral body is seen in vertebra plana. So if you see in this X-ray, obviously this is diagnosed by X-ray, all the vertebrae are normal, but look at this. Don't you think this density has been increased when compared to these, right? So this is vertebra plana. So this vertebrae is seen here, which is vertebrae plana, right? There can be increased disc space or normal disc space. The main important thing in this vertebra plana are the causes. These vertebral plana are caused mainly by these disorders like congenital eosinophilic granuloma. Vertebral plana is associated with congenital eosinophilic granuloma, which are called as histiocytosis. It is associated with Ewing sarcoma, metastasis, leukemia. Though it is rare, it can occur in tuberculosis. It can also occur in calves disease or osteochondritis of vertebral body. It can also occur in calves disease or osteochondritis of vertebral body. Sometimes you can have congenital scoliosis can occur that will block the vertebrae. Okay, sometimes this congenital scoliosis may also block the vertebrae. So these are the causes of vertebra plana. So this is important thing about vertebra plana. Then how are you going to, okay, so this is about vertebra plana. So thank you guys for watching my lecture. In the next class we will learn about the one more important thing. Thank you for watching my lecture. Thank you.